It was a dark and stormy night
In a castle?
in a castle far, far away.
How far? Are we
On the
talking
other side of the continent.
in the Middle East?
If that's not the other side of the continent, but yes, in the Middle East.
And
there-
I'm called Count Chocolo.
And Count Chocolo loved coffee.
Is it because I'm Brazilian, you jerk? You're trying to be racist now?
No, Jay, just stick with it.
Stick with what?
You like coffee, okay? Just stick with it.
I'm not Colombian. Fuck!
God damn it! And Count Chocolo,
Yes?
he had a puppy,
What was the puppy's name?
Chocolate,
Count Chocolo's puppy, his name is Chocolate.
and he loved coffee too.
Was he a lab?
He was a chocolate lab.
Could I eat him?
No, don't
But
eat
he's
the
made
dog.
out of chocolate.
No, don't eat the dog. Oh my God, he's eating the dog. No, this has gone way too. No, oh my God, it's disgusting. No.
And we're live.
Now playing Why the Hell Not with Jay and Costa.
And welcome to another episode of Why the Hell Not with Jay and Costa. I'm Costa.
No, he's not.
Then who am I?
Doctor Strange.
I'm Doctor Strange, and this
What's
is
his first name?
shit.
Yeah, Stump.
No,
The guy.
wait. It's not Hugo Strange. That's Batman. Hugo Strange is Batman.
I know, but I'm just going to say, are you Hector?
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, that's his real name. That's the
Yeah,
actor. No,
but-
no. I'm talking about the...
Wait. Oh no.
I stomped you.
What's Doctor Strange's real name?
He has failed the city. I don't know it, but I'm just asking.
You don't know it.
No.
Fuck.
No phones.
All right, Jay.
No
Introduce
phones.
yourself while I look it up because
My name is Jay, and I am here to mess up Costa.
and he's doing a good job.
I really am. I'm trying to get my payback for the stopping you last week. Or 2 weeks ago, technically. Remember
What did
when I cut you off?
when you cut me off?
Yeah.
When did you cut me off?
Cut you off when you speak,
Like all the time?
pretty much.
Stephen Vincent Strange.
Well, I can't believe you couldn't remember the name Steven.
Oh, come on. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
You didn't even
I'm
know.
not. I didn't grow up with a comic book store around me all the time.
Neither did I. That was pretty recent.
When was that recent?
My uncle started the store. I don't remember exactly when, but I was in university.
I don't believe this.
Yeah, I was in
I
university.
think wasn't he always a part of it? Maybe he took over. You mean?
No. He was always he was from the beginning.
Yeah, because I remember I was in high school and there was comic book stores, and
There's been comic book stores for years, Jay.
Yeah, I know that.
For years. For years, Jay.
No, your uncle has been the creator of comic stores. Like, he's just been there.
No. He started as Comic Central.
Yeah, I was on Central.
Yeah,
That was like when I was in high school, like grade
Nah.
level 3.
definitely not.
There was a comic book store, and I remember Tim's dad was a part of it.
Yeah, but that
Did
wasn't
your
the
uncle
same
join
sto-
later?
No, Tim's dad had a different comic book store, and that was on Central as well.
Okay.
But it was closer to the drive-in, the restaurant.
No, his was closer to.
No, it was right.
Not
behind-
your uncle's. I'm talking about Tim's. Tim's was next to our high school.
No,
Yeah, there was one really close to our high school.
that
My high
one was
school,
my
LCCHS.
uncle's one. That was my uncle. That was also partners with Tim's dad.
Okay.
But Tim's dad had a comic book store right at the corner of Champlain and Central.
I actually wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, ask me.
You know
Ask
the
away.
location where your uncle's store is in the mall right now?
Yes.
What I don't know, but there's other locations. Does your uncle feel like staying there, or is he thinking of moving it again?
I cannot discuss that. I don't know if he wants to talk about it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Changing
Yeah.
the subject because that's some
He's got ideas in the works, so
cool.
more
I'm
to come
excited.
from Expert Comics. Expert Comics, where comics
I have a question. A solid
expert
question.
you.
What
I
do
don't-
you
I don't know
prefer
what I'm
buying?
saying.
Do you prefer buying issues or graphic novels?
Like in a perfect world, I would buy issues all the time.
Yeah.
But
It's expensive.
No, not that. It's I don't. I have a hard time keeping up with things.
Oh, same here.
You should
I had
see
a
the
bad,
last time I checked my hockey pool.
Same.
Since
Same.
week 4.
I haven't touched it since like week 2.
Yeah.
Since Stamkos died.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm just bad at keeping up with things. So if I'm really
I have a bad
invested in a
story.
comics series, I'll get the graphic novel.
Like me, I have a really bad. Like it's not a bad story. Like your uncle's story is great. It was just one issue. That one guy there. So the story is great, but that one guy can go to hell.
All right.
That's the only thing I have to say.
I don't know what happened.
Give me my damn issues.
You've got plenty of issues, Jay.
Yeah, I know that. Trust me, it's been a hard week.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what were we saying before the podcast?
We're just talking shit.
Yeah, but
The importance of a handshake?
oh yes, I wanted to talk about that body language.
Body language, body odor. So
But-
important.
Very important.
Sorry.
Body language and body odor, both of them. Be careful how you smell and be careful how you appear. So, tell me the importance of a handshake, Jay. What does a handshake tell you? You meet a new guy and he gives you his hand. Just a guy, like business guy, you know? I'm not talking relationship
Costa's
wise.
trying to meet up a guy and handshake
Jesus
him all the
Christ.
time.
Anyway.
That's wonderful. Great news.
So, you meet someone new, and it's a man, because...
Men are men.
Exactly. And he gives you his hand to shake, and then you grab it, and it's all flimsy.
What
does that
I think
tell
I
you?
would call him out on that. First off, I
You'd
would
call him out the
I'm
first
like-
time you see this guy.
I'd be like, "Are you gonna handshake me like a man? Or are you dead? Are you?" A
Would you
zombie?"
actually say that?
I have.
You have?
Yeah,
Tell me how that went.
I was shaking like I think not an interview, but like one of the guys that like a coworker
Okay.
at Provigo. I shook his hand and he gave me like a limp hand. I'm like, I hope your dick's not like this limp. I said something stupid like that.
It was a coworker.
Yeah, but okay, you're not gonna. Obviously, if your boss gives you a limp hand, you're not gonna say anything. Like I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm just gonna be like, okay, well,
What if it's a banker who you're meeting with
I'm
to
kinda-
get an investment so that you could open up
I think I would
to get a
do.
loan to
I would do all my
start an
business, make sure
investment.
it's finalized, and then I would just nodly add it in. I'm just like, yeah, you better shake hands a bit better because that was the worst handshake I've ever had.
And then the next week he gets an email. I'm sorry, I was a little off on the interest rate on that loan. Turns out it's a nice 25% now.
It's okay. It's too late. If I sign that, like that's the thing. If they fuck up, they fuck up.
Oh.
They can't renegotiate.
Oh no, there's a fine print that you didn't read earlier on the
that's
contract.
a different story. That's a different story. Then then there was misleading things there.
Oh, you signed it.
No, I didn't.
You signed it, Jay.
I don't know.
You signed it.
No. That's actually a good, valid, like a question you would ask a lawyer. Like, if you sign something and you're going through the contract, and then there's like fine print that you can't see, I think that's misleading. You can't put like something that's like, I need a microscope to see it.
No, but a lot of people sign things without even.
Oh, pretty much
Reading
like the
the terms and conditions on
for
every app that you download,
Yeah.
for every website that you join, that you make an account. They literally say things like, not literally, but
Literally.
they literally say like, we will take your firstborn baby. And you're like, yeah, sign away, free music.
You
Yeah.
just got a free toaster. Woohoo! There goes little Jay.
I'm so happy I'm able to post this status.
Yeah.
And then your
Imagine.
firstborn baby comes out and people come and take it. And I think that was a South Park episode.
They make well no, what they do is the centipede.
Yeah, the centipede.
Yeah, no, the centipede.
Oh, the iPad, it's centipede, yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the condition? That they would take you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
They just made fun of it because nobody reads 19 pages of it. Like, no one. And if you do, I want to give you a head. Like, honestly, congrats. You're amazing. Me, I never done it.
No, me neither.
Like, maybe for a house, I'll go through it. You know, and if I don't understand, I'll still go to a lawyer and get it proofread it or whatever.
Proofread.
Yeah, proofread. Like, to that case, yeah. But the importance of a handshake. Why did we bring this up? Is because did you see the handshake from Donald Trump to the Chinese Prime Minister or the Japanese Prime Minister? How awkward it was.
No,
Oh, it was bad.
but I've been reading a lot of handshake articles about Donald Trump and Justin Trudeau, or as his new name is called, Joe Trudeau.
Oh, yeah, I think I fucked up. Who cares? That's nothing big.
What, the name mismatch?
Was his
Or
first name Justin? Yeah. If his name was Joseph, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Well, it's not bad.
It's because it's the States. It's Joe. It's Joe. Joe from New York. Joe from New
I would die
York.
if the guy's from like New Jersey. He's like, yeah, but you Joe now.
Yeah, you Joe.
now.
You
yeah, I know
Joe.
you Justin. I'm gonna call you Joe.
I'm gonna call you Joe, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
He's got to be Canadian. He's got to add an A. I'm gonna call
No,
you Joe, eh?
because no, he can't be. He was American. He was the
No, but he's got to add like a fake Canadian accent.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna be holding
Look,
a
I'm
pan-
cultural, eh? I'm cultural.
Oh my god.
What a fucking joke. Anyway, so I guess it started with the Chinese
The
guy.
Japanese is the Japanese
Japanese
Prime Minister.
guy?
Yeah. But what happened was he went for a handshake, and I guess he doesn't want to show like he's weak, so he went in, and instead of like like neutral ground, half,
He pulls him in.
He pulls him in a bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he did that to Justin too, but Justin, he's like, no, you're not doing that shit to me, because it's kind of like an intimidation tactic,
yeah, definitely.
and that's what he is. Like Trudeau, but no, Trump just wants to intimidate everybody.
I think he
But
wants to establish his dominance in the whatever business.
He doesn't have to
settings.
establish anything. He's the ruler of the free world right now.
Yeah, but you could argue that Justin Trudeau
Bombs.
is also a leader.
Oh,
He's
probably the
free world.
second important.
So like, I don't know if you consider UK and all that stuff. But anyway, my point is like, in the negotiation between these two people, he's gonna shake his hand like that to say, "I'm the boss in this negotiation," and like I don't know.
I'm just picturing Captain Phillips. I'm the captain now.
Oh God,
That's
that
fucking jokes.
meme,
Yeah.
that memers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The handshake really does tell a lot. I once read something, and ever since I read it, I noticed a lot of people doing it, and I'm not sure if they read the same thing that I read or if this has been around for years, but basically it's when you shake someone's hand, like extend your index finger so that your index finger touches their wrist.
That's weird.
Well, like I said, I never noticed it until I read it.
You know what I do?
And it's supposed to like stand out.
You know what
like
I do?
subconsciously it's supposed to stand out. What do you do, Jay?
When I shake a hand, but if it's with a friend, I take my index finger and like I'll like try to tickle them in between their palm of the handshake just to fuck with them.
And what does that handshake tell someone? What does that tell someone?
Jay's an asshole.
What's the importance of that handshake?
To be a dick. Like everything I stand for.
Oh shit.
I'm pretty much the States. I want to be a dick.
Florida.
I'm joking.
Florida, the dick of the United States.
The balls. No, that can't be the dick. The dick is probably like.
No, it's because it's a peninsula, so it's.
Oh, you got that little. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the anatomical dick of the United States.
Erectile dysfunction. You can't stand up anymore.
Texas is.
The ass.
I was gonna say maybe the figurative dick because everything's bigger in Texas.
Bigger and better in Texas.
Bigger, better in Texas. But I that's my opinion of a handshake. Just
Oh, did you hear about Hugh
Especially-
Jackman?
what about Hugh Jackman?
He his cancer returned.
No, I didn't even know he had cancer to begin
Yeah,
with.
it came back for the 6th time.
Wow, 6th time.
He suffers from I don't know if it's rare, so don't quote me on that, but it's a skin cancer when you get too much ultraviolet rays or something,
Okay.
and it just comes back. And I think eventually, where it's located, I think he's gonna have to lose his nose.
My God,
So they're just gonna have to put a fake nose on him.
that's unfortunate.
And there's like pictures of fucking mean pictures of him now. Of
Mean
memes,
picture?
like memes
Oh.
and mean. There's a picture of Mr. Potato Head as Wolverine with just detachable noses.
That's mean.
I found it funny to a point, but it's like mean. I'm not excited for that movie, Logan.
Logan?
Yeah.
You're not?
No, because I read Old Man Logan,
Yeah.
and it's like Civil War. If they did Civil War 100% right, how awesome would that be?
It would be.
It's like don't get me wrong, they're doing out of the franchises for superhero films, they're doing the best. So
Marvel?
Marvel's doing. Disney and Marvel are just congrats, you're doing amazing.
All right.
Even I didn't see Rogue One, but everyone talks about it and say how beautiful and good it was, and it's amazing. And I saw reviews. And
you didn't see
No, I
Rogue
didn't
One?
see one. I didn't
Why
see it.
not?
I just didn't want to get up and go. That's it.
I didn't want to get up and go.
No, I
Jesus.
really What happened was my friend.
It's Star Wars.
I think I'm over the hype of Star Wars. No, I'm not saying it's not good. It's good.
That be?
But it's like
How could that be?
I've seen 4, 5, and 6.
We're gonna
so many
have
times.
to end the podcast for the millionth time
4, 5,
because
and 6.
we disagree
Is
on
it?
these important. It's still recording.
Thank God.
Yeah, we've had technical difficulties in the past where it stops recording, just randomly like that. But I think I set it up correctly so that we won't run into that issue tonight. Yeah. So.
Well, no, the importance of Star Wars for every guy out there, it's a great sci-fi film, yes. But I got bored of it. It's like there's periods of time where I want to watch all the Jurassic Parks, and then there's times where I want to watch all the Star Wars, and then there's Lord of the Rings. Actually, you know what? I'd rather watch The Hobbits over Lord of the Rings. Except for Return of the King.
Return of the King was amazing.
It was good. But it's like I can't watch.
I don't know. I put them at the same level.
No. Obviously, I'm biased. I like The Hobbit more because it was a bit more comedic. Like it was more funnier, in certain
More
areas.
funnier.
It was funnier. Like
Yeah,
times.
more funny or funnier.
Yeah, more funny.
You
but it
can't
was
say more funnier.
At times. They tried it. They tried a different type of style. They didn't go just straight like serious. But also it was because the characters were dwarfs and hobbits. I guess they wanted to use that as more of a comedic thing.
All right.
But,
Short people are funny.
No, not that. It was just like because the hobbits. If you remember Lord of the Rings, the hobbits were always upbeat and joking, and even if it was a dangerous situation, they were still kind of collective and funny.
I don't know. Frodo was kind of emo. Sam was the.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But like you always had like, and then you had the two guys who's like breakfast, second breakfast, third breakfast, lunch, brunch, lunch, brunch.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, you never remember second breakfast?
No.
Oh, it's like right in the beginning. They're talking about what are we gonna do? It's a second breakfast.
That sounds like my
Sounds like
favorite
me.
meal of the day.
Breakfast is amazing when you can have a real breakfast, but like breakfasts we don't really get time to sit during the week.
No, that's why all the breakfast places are packed on Sundays.
Can't stand that.
Jesus. So let's go back to the body language.
Yeah, like I just yawned. Am I bored of you? No, I'm just tired.
It's not what I meant.
But I'm giving you an example.
But
Look, he pulled in Justin, and I know I was reading, and I didn't really watch it, so don't quote me. Don't fact check till we hear. From what I saw in like 13 little things on Facebook was Justin resisted, and it was like a power battle for a handshake.
yeah,
And I'm
that's
just
what
like-
I saw too.
It's like pretty much just whip it out, boys. Let's go. Just whip it out.
Well, that's the more civilized way, right? No.
Whipping it out is more civilized.
No, I
So
mean.
if I ever argue with you, we have to whip it out.
My fucking God, this guy doesn't let me finish my thought.
Go on, I'm shutting up now.
I meant the more civilized way, as opposed to whipping it out, is the handshake, right?
Is it though? It seems more immature.
You ever see
Somebody
the
whip
movie
it out.
Predator?
Oh, you're talking about the handshake?
You remember that?
Fucking John Diggle.
Yeah, and then these two muscle arm motherfuckers.
I
just
like it though because Arnold's like,
They're just holding each other's hand, like flexing the whole time, and you've never seen arms that big
Hulk
in
Hogan.
one fucking
Hogan.
shot. No, never.
Hulk Hogan.
No,
He had 24-inch pythons, brother.
excuse me, but I think Arnold's bigger than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's true. Did you see his little thing on Snapchat the other day?
Oh, I loved it.
It was funny.
I loved it. I watched it. I sent it to Glenn.
It was like how you can. This chick's asking him, "How do I get a better booty?" He goes to some random chick in the gym. He's like, "How do you get a better ass?" I squat.
Squats and lunges. Squats and lunges.
You hear that? You have to squat and lunge.
You have to squat and lunge. I fucking love Arnold though.
Put the food down.
I love him. He's very inspirational. He has good ideas. He's fucking hilarious.
See, that's amazing because you know what? It's fucking hilarious, and like almost every redneck or hillbilly or I don't know. This is hilarious. Even KKK members, they all love Arnold, but he's a immigrant. It's like he's a different person.
And why do KKK members love Arnold? I've never
'Cause
heard
he's
this before.
Oh, bro, they love his action films. Like I don't know how many times I've
okay.
seen that.
All right.
One of his worst movies that I saw, but
I guess
couldn't-
everyone loves Arnold though.
Arnold's the international peace symbol.
He
No.
is.
He's like the thing from a Community. You know, the GIMP there? It's like, so they have all the mascots in one.
Oh yeah.
So Arnold's dad. We're going to replace everything with Arnold.
So what do you think of eye contact? Tell me your opinions on eye contact, because that's another big
It's
body language.
It's hard actually.
tactic.
That's one
It's
of the
very
toughest
hard.
one. It's like if I'm looking into you remember in high school when a teacher was talking, sometimes we would make eye contact,
Right.
and it's the most awkwardest thing.
Yep.
And especially if you're talking to a girl that you're not interested in or you are interested in, it's hard because as soon as your eyes lock, it's like, oh fuck, yeah, sorry.
It's fucking intense. It's intense.
It's because
I dare, like, if none of you have ever thought about these things, like, just get on a bus and try to make eye contact with a stranger. You'll see how fucking hard it is.
You have to be
You'll
careful
see how
too.
awkward
Some
you
people
feel.
get angry.
Yeah. You'll see how, like, uncertain you'll feel, how awkward. It's really, it's kind of amazing because they're just eyes, right?
I remember,
But your eyes can portray so many emotions, so many words can, like,
just a
come
look.
out- Exactly.
Just a look can tell you so much.
It's pretty crazy.
Are you angry? Are you lust? You know?
Are you hungry? You know. Jay's making his hungry face.
I'm hungry. No, actually, I'm hungry. I ordered shish taouk.
How was that?
It's there. I'm taking it to work. I have one meal of the day. My
It's
parents
here
are gone.
already. One meal of the day.
Well, I have my shakes
I don't know, Jay.
and I have yogurt.
I don't know. Instead of cutting down meals, I think you should, like,
Work
just-
out.
That's one, but, like, you know, eat healthier things throughout the day.
Oh well, I am. I'm eating a lot healthier. But
Maybe
no,
smaller meals, but, like, more spaced out.
the reason you got to remember one thing. This is a big thing about the way for my meal intakes. What people have to understand is my schedule is not like your schedule. If I had to do a regular 8 to 5, like you,
All right.
I would eat. It'd be completely different. But because my shifts are at night and my job right now at this moment is very quiet,
Yeah.
so I'm not doing much. Like I do whatever I have to do, then I sit down for maybe 6 hours
Yeah.
and I go for little walks.
I'm always sitting.
So, like, let me give you an example. My meal of the day. Okay, so when I get home, it's pretty much dinner. We'll say dinner time.
Yeah.
Because it's in the morning, so that would be my supper. But I'm not gonna eat a heavy meal before going to sleep. So what I do is I make a kale shake,
Okay.
and but now I got a supplement to add into it. Like it's not protein,
Okay.
but it's like it gives me all my vitamins, my neutrals. It's a powder, gives it more thick.
Right.
It's good. So I got that. So I'm gonna have that, and then when I wake up, I don't want to eat my real meal because then at work I'll be hungry. So what I do is I have another shake, but I'm not gonna starve myself. If I'm feeling like I need to eat something, I'll have something healthy. I'll have yogurt. I'll have cereal. I'll have I'm staying away from breads.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm staying away from pastas.
Bread is pretty bad.
Like
Pasta,
I'm
too.
trying to stay like I'm
It's
just
not
trying.
bad, but I mean, like, you shouldn't be eating.
I'm trying to stay away from all the things I would usually eat because obviously that's not working for me.
Right. And I mean, I know that you went to the gym the intended days that you wanted to go these past 2 weeks. Have you gone it all this week?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you went yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Perfect.
I'm
Awesome.
trying to keep going, but this week's gonna be a bit tougher because of work. My parents are not here, so I have to take care of the house.
Right.
So, but I'm trying to at least do my 3 days.
Yeah.
I got.
do your 3 days.
But
a
the
week.
thing is, another thing is, upstairs I have an elliptical.
Oh, you bought an elliptical?
I always had an elliptical.
You always had it?
Yeah, but it's in my dad's room.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, I've been doing it. If I can't go to the gym, I do it here.
Nice.
But
Is that what you
I'd
did?
rather go to the gym because at the over here I can have the. Well, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Because if I go to the gym,
Yeah,
it's like I'm not
I
gonna go
know.
to the gym and walk out.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
go to
go-
the gym, you invested the time to get there.
People need to
even
real-
if it's nothing. But, like, you're there, you're surrounded by the environment.
Can I say something for overweight people?
Go ahead.
So this is kind of a thing I just realized. For anyone who goes to the gym and is trying to lose weight, not for the people that are trying to, like the ones that are already in a decent shape and are trying to get like a better physique or something, but people who are like me who are overweight and are trying to do better for themselves. Look, if as soon as you go to the gym, you already did. That's already like a B plus.
Yep.
In my opinion, you got
Definitely.
there. So
It's the
let's
first
say
step.
you're in that mood where you don't want to work out and you're, I think, then just lightly walk. Just anything you do on any machine, even if it's sad to say, even half-assed is doing more than doing nothing.
Oh, definitely.
So if I like, there's times where I'm at the gym and like recently I fucked up myself because I didn't take care of my blisters because I got blisters from working out a lot. I started walking a lot. I did 4 days and I did 3 days sometimes.
You need new running shoes,
No,
bro.
it's not my running shoes.
No?
It's because I have flat feet that I'm heavy.
Ah.
So I read up how do you get them. And
Okay.
Basically,
Is
how
that
you
a
get
part
them,
of it?
well, it's basically for you to get a blister. You can get a blister anywhere. It's from damage to the skin cell and always causing friction.
Okay.
So me walking, what happened was on the elliptical, I was pushing myself.
Mhm.
It wasn't giving me, but then I did the treadmill. And as soon as I did the treadmill, it came in. I got a blisters, whatever. So I went to my friend's house in Terrebonne and I slipped on the ice, but I didn't fall. And I tore open my blisters.
Ew.
It kind of sucked.
Ew.
It was gross.
Motherfucker, that's gross.
But no, there was no pus or blood. It was just
Pus is a dirty word.
clear serum.
Why isn't pus a dirty word? Like, why isn't pus a swear word? You fucking pus. You know, like,
It's not, but it's like if you call somebody pus, it's kind of like degrading.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
But people don't call each other pus. They should. That should be a swear word.
People don't call people like things like that. It's just rude.
You puss?
Yeah.
You're a piece of pus, you know that?
Yeah. So,
it's disgusting, it's nasty, no one wants it.
anyways, from that disgusting note, if you go to the gym, even if you're doing 2 minutes, obviously not 2 minutes. If your workout's an hour, do your hour, but you don't. It's always good to push yourself, but just do something. That's where I'm at this point. Like this week for
Doing
me,
something is better than doing nothing, that's for sure.
I learned something this week. Even if how much life will always hit you, and life will always hit you hard. Sometimes weeks are better, sometimes weeks are harder. Like this week for me has been hell. I'm not going to get in detail because if I do, I might go on a rampage, and I don't need that. But this week, my cousin was talking to me on the phone, and he kind of told me take it on the chin, and I took it on the chin. I'm like, I'm getting smacked, I'm getting haymakered, but I'm not going to let it keep me down. You just got to keep going forward. But it does suck. It does suck, and you know what? I'm not going to let it be. Like I could have went and scoffed down, like, you know, because me personally, I probably deal with certain things by eating food, and that's not right.
Right.
And that's probably my weakness, but I didn't do that. Thank God.
You know, I've been reading a lot about Stoicism. Do you know what that is?
You already know I don't.
No, I don't
You
know.
know I don't.
I don't know if you know or
You
not.
know,
I don't know what you know.
That I know that I don't know that I
Do
do
you know what I know? I don't know what you know.
I
So
don't
why would
know.
I know what you know?
I don't know what you know, so why don't you tell us? Tell us, the listeners, and I am a listener right now.
It's just a philosophy. It's a philosophy about a way of life. It was very popular in ancient Greece and ancient Rome.
No shit.
What does that mean? No shit.
The Greek guy is reading about Greece. I'm just kidding.
I'll have you know that it was like more associated with ancient Rome than Greece. But
Okay.
first of all, the Greek who came up with it, he moved to like Sicily.
I don't know. I'm being such a dick right now.
Anyway, my point is that I agree with a lot of what they say, and a lot of people see Stoics as very cold, but that's not really what it is. It's basically not giving into your emotion when bad things happen. It's basically I talked about this with a friend of mine this morning, well, a friend of ours this morning, and it's basically
Mowgli,
understanding
you owe me 50
what you
bucks.
have control over. He's never paying you.
I know he's not. That's why I'm gonna
He
break
told me to tell
I'm
you.
gonna
he's
break
never
his
paying you.
scrawny legs.
There are things in life that you can control and things in life that you can't control. And the things in life that you can't control are not worth reacting to. But no, sorry. They're not worth okay, let me restart. The things in life that you can't control, you have to accept that you can't control them. You have to realize instead that you can control your reactions to those things. And your mindset, your reactions to those things, that makes up your reality. That makes up your experience. So, let's say you get into a car accident, that's done. maybe it was a scenario where you did everything right and the other person hit your car and you couldn't control it. You know, that accident was bound to happen because of someone else. You could let it ruin your whole day by getting super angry at him. You could end up yelling at him, or you could decide to look at it in a more calm way. You look at it like saying, it happened. I did everything I was supposed to do. This person might be having a bad day. This person might have had something on their mind. This person might have just not been following the law, maybe on his cell phone while driving. And then, you know, thankfully he wasn't killed. Thankfully I wasn't killed. You know, you just got to look at it another way. And sure, it's a hassle, but like I said, the way you react to these things, that makes up your reality. And you can control how your reality plays out. You could basically never get upset if you do this stuff correctly. And it's just a really interesting philosophy that I want to read into more and try to adopt more. You know Marcus Aurelius? Have you ever heard of him?
Yes, I have, from Gladiator.
Yeah. He's the Caesar who gets killed by
His son.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah. Anyway, I don't think in real life he got killed by his son.
Don't know.
But he was a Stoic. He was one of the most famous Stoics of all. And this guy,
you know, I'm
he
probably gonna look up
conquered-
this tonight.
what?
Probably gonna look up a lot of this tonight
Yeah, it's worth
because
reading.
I'm at one of those points right now
I know.
where I'm debating on so much.
I was there too. I am there. I'm where you are. Not at the same level. Maybe worse, maybe better. I don't know. But like,
Well, you know, I don't think
we're in the same pool here.
What
you know?
our situation is, it might be a bit similar. Obviously, it's a bit different at the same time.
Definitely.
But you know what? I don't think anyone's better or worse. I think
Yeah.
there's days, like, there's no level where I'm level 5, you're level 4. I
No,
think it's
definitely
just
not.
there's days where you're better and there's days you're worse.
if anything, it's all about how you experience it in your mind, right? You see how
completely.
I brought it back?
Yeah.
Anyway, Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic. He had enemies. He had friends. He had
Frenemies.
he was cheated on all the time. He had children with his wife. Like he lived a life. He ruled empires. Like, and he just kept with this philosophy. He kept cool all the time.
Nothing
He
wrong
was
with that.
always so calm. People said about him. It's
Kinda
an
nice.
interesting way to live. And I read one thing that's terrifying, where it's like a Stoic, like a real Stoic, they could have a miscarriage and the Stoic will just like be calm through it. And I'm like, that's a little too deep. Like sometimes you gotta let your emotions
But
out.
in that time, maybe it was believed if that baby, you know, maybe there's a reason.
He could have experienced
Like, that's
it.
a thing
Yeah.
I was trying to think of. It's like, you know, Stoics, but maybe I don't think Stoics could work in our civilization right now.
I disagree.
All right, that's pretty.
No, but tell me why. Tell
you
me
know
why.
what? Here's my counter argument in a way, but I also countered myself. And when I thought about it right away,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I think in certain certain areas in the world, it doesn't work. In certain areas, it can work.
Okay, tell me examples.
Well, like for us, I feel like in our generation right now,
right.
we would have to for me to completely be okay and normal, I would have to break away from everything. I'm not talking about friends and stuff. I mean, like, just
Are you talking about technology
yeah,
as well?
a lot of it. Because you know what the problem is? I'll give you an example. What's going on with me right now is technology is a big factor of why my process is getting a bit harder.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm able to look or see things that I shouldn't be seeing,
Yeah.
and it's not helping me.
Yeah, that animal porn you look up is
Yeah, it's
disgusting.
disgusting.
You should stop.
Those
You should
tigers and
stop.
that baby elephant.
Like you should see a psychiatrist.
I am actually going to be honest. I am going for therapy.
Yeah, you should be. Those poor baby pandas. Those poor baby pandas that you watch being raped. That's
I didn't watch. I was actually in the video.
oh god.
anything for review, right?
No, I understand what you mean.
But you know, here's a good thing. You
And-
know what I found hilarious
go ahead.
is like my parents and a lot of people have recommended me to go see a therapist or go to a therapy
All right.
because of certain issues I've had in the past.
Right.
And I feel comfortable being able to talk about this now. But it's like But then again, like I would, if you tell a person who's older, like my father's age, they take it as, oh no,
Different generation.
Yeah, I know, but it's hilarious.
Different mentality.
It's like you could
different
do
generation.
it, but I'll tell you to do it, but don't you dare say it to me.
Yeah.
But you, but
Yeah, I get it. There are actually a lot of studies, psychological studies, that say that people who spend more time on social media are more prone to. I don't want to say depression because depression.
I
is
think
a
no,
real
I agree with that
psychological
completely.
thing, but a less happy lifestyle.
yeah, because you're always looking at someone who has more than you, or someone who's doing better than you, and or okay. Let's take it in a different direction.
That's another thing about Stoics. They never compare themselves to others. They always compare themselves to themselves. But anyway, continue.
That's a good. No, that's a good mentality. Don't compare yourself to.
definitely.
It's like me. I'm never going to be The Rock.
Don't say no. No, yeah, no.
I'm never gonna. No, I'm never gonna.
None
be the
of us
Rock.
are ever gonna be The Rock.
No, maybe I could get his body similar, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be like him. Doesn't
Plastic
mean,
surgery.
not
Does
even- no.
magic these days.
No, but no, that's not real. Like you're gonna take my fat, harden it like for cryogenic freezing and make it into
I
an
don't
ab.
think that's how it works.
I'm just being stupid.
yeah.
No, but you know what I mean. Like no, but it's like if you gotta give props to people who do things. Like the guy who trains and he eats like a beast and he has that body. Good for him.
Not only that,
but his personality is amazing, too.
Personality is amazing. His body language. You see how he went full circle here.
Yeah.
Like
He's a good showman.
he's definitely the people's champion.
There you go.
Yeah, he definitely is.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
But so okay, so I spend enough time on social media.
I spent a lot.
You spend a lot of time. I know people who spend a lot of time. Let's get one thing clear, okay? No one's gonna show their bad parts of life on social media. People never show the negative, or if they do,
There's always a happy
they're
message
like-
at the end.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say they're like fishing for attention. Like there are some people who just want to post stuff to get like attention from people, you know?
Yeah, it's called an attention whore.
Like they'll post something super vague, like "Oh no, not again," and then you'll see like 10 comments
What's
saying,
wrong?
"Oh, what's wrong? Call me, text me. I'm texting you now to find out." Like you know,
but
stuff
it's
like
like,
that.
why don't you, instead of writing that, why don't you go text that person you want to talk to?
Definitely.
Like, look, I'm having an issue. I've had issues. I talked to my cousin.
And
I have a good support.
It's not like you don't know who. Just take a chance. Text anybody that you feel comfortable with. Honestly,
But no offense, a lot of
for those of you who have contact with me, I'm always open to listen to anybody.
But another thing is, I feel like a lot of people today too, like you might have a handful or less than a handful of good friends, and then you have a ton of acquaintances or people. It's just like sometimes you don't feel comfortable talking to that.
Oh,
person.
definitely, I understand.
And
that.
sometimes you just want to, sometimes you just want that attention. I understand that too.
Yeah,
But if you do it too often, you can fuck off.
that's it. But back to the original thing, it's basically like people's social media account does not reflect their real life at all. People could appear like they're doing amazing things, but you don't know what bills they have to pay, what's in their bank account. You don't know if their relationship that they post pictures all the time of them doing amazing things. You don't know what their problems are in their relationship. You can don't ever compare yourself to anybody, but especially not to their social media accounts, in my opinion. Because I've been there, I've done that, and nothing good has ever come from it. And I think you could agree, Jay. Even if you do, like, even if you get caught in the trap, I think you know.
I don't think I've ever. Well, I would have to go through my whole Facebook history, but I don't think I've ever did that. Where I want someone like try to get attention. Usually what I post on Snapchat is like a repost of videos, or not Snapchat, on Facebook is like repost of stupid videos.
Your opinions of sports, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I never like said, "Oh, this is life sucks. Help." No.
Yeah.
Today, I feel like my journey this week is just to figure out how to deal with certain issues. It's gonna be a long road for me to come back to like who I was 100%. But then again, I also see a lot of faults that I've had. And I see that I'm trying to make a lot of changes. This week it's one of the harder weeks because this week I just wanted to crash. I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pig out and just vegetate, and I didn't even want to go to work.
Hmm.
It's been a hard week, but I feel like I'm getting a lot better.
That's good.
I have a good surrounding of friends. Looking forward to Friday night.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Jay invited me and a bunch of friends over to his place.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun night.
Did you know I invited a ton of people?
What?
I invited a ton.
Oh, you invited a ton?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Should we invite all our listeners?
Yeah, listeners, come to No, I'm just kidding.
All three of you.
All three of you. Oh my God, no! We got a couple of you.
Yeah.
Some weeks we're doing good, some weeks we're not.
Yeah.
But it's a process. Like I said, to the first 25, right?
First 25.
That's it. What are we? 11 or 12 now?
This is episode number 11 because we did not have a big episode for
number 10.
episode 10. We didn't realize we were doing number 10.
That's it. We're just in the groove.
We're in the groove, man.
That's it.
It's like fucking just grooving.
You see the Grammys?
No.
You didn't see any of it?
Didn't watch a single bit.
You should take a look at the video of.
I heard Fighter and the Kid talk about it.
I haven't listened to any podcasts except for ours in a while. But you need to check out what happened with Adele.
Yeah, I heard. We
Yeah.
could talk about it.
I don't know much. I
heard.
I just saw like the first 5 minutes. She wasn't doing a song I like, so I just didn't care.
Well, she was doing a tribute to George Michael.
Yeah, but she didn't do like Careless Whisper or Faith.
And she fucked it up, apparently.
No, I think she was doing fine, but I feel like she didn't have her heart in it.
No. She actually fucked it up. Like, there was a sound problem, and then when the sound came back, she was singing in the wrong tone. And she said something along the lines of, "No, I have to redo this."
No, she said,
I'm not doing this to Michael. And then she redid the song, and apparently she killed it.
Oh, but
The
I
second
respect
time
that.
around.
I'm like, what's wrong
Yeah,
with her?
no, it's fine. It's live television.
No, but you see some people went
Mistakes
after
happen.
her? Like, how unprofessional is she to fuck up a song?
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, at least she admitted it.
Fuck off.
At least
like,
she
they've
admitted
never made a mistake in their fucking life. How about Jessica Simpson, who went on SNL, lip sang, and she did a little fucking hokey pokey dance off the stage and never came back. She didn't even, like, acknowledge her mistake. She's just like, it's live television, sorry. Like, fuck off. Do you remember that?
No.
That happened when I was in grade 11, so...
Well, hold on, I want to tell you. What
So,
do I
like,
say? Did you see that Metallica?
25,000 years ago. Yeah, I heard something about Metallica and Lady Gaga dancing at the same time.
No,
or
they
performing
Lady
at the same
Gaga
time.
pretty much sang one of their songs.
Yeah, and
I-
Metallica was playing,
But this is the thing.
but there was no
Rebecca-
vocal on James Hetfield's.
Both of them.
On both of them,
Yeah,
really.
both of them.
Like, I heard that their sound fucked up.
But that wasn't the issue. Well, there's
You
like
see how much I know just from a podcast and not seeing a single minute of
Well,
the
that's
Grammys?
because they do a lot of the things that are current events, right?
Yeah, it was in current events, but like, fuck the Grammys. I don't want to hear about this shit. I hate
Well,
the
this year
Grammys.
the Oscars, I'm probably gonna boycott the Oscars, not because of anything.
Why?
I don't give a fuck about La La Land.
I didn't even see them.
I watched 20 minutes of it, and it's a movie. They tried to copy the old-fashioned type of movie where
Yeah.
in the 50s and the 60s.
I like that, though.
That's
I like
cool,
that.
but it wasn't good.
Like I said, I didn't see it, but I heard good things about it.
A lot of people are loving it, but a lot of the older community, the people that were alive during those films and stuff, they're telling me it's horrible.
Back in my day, we didn't have no Ryan Gosling or
shit.
Emma Stone. We had Marlon Brando.
I'm kind of getting bored of her though, like of
Emma Stone?
both of them,
Well,
because they do a lot of movies together.
yeah.
But it's okay, good.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, no, I know.
Have you seen Emma Stone though?
No, she's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
so
taking
how do you
anything.
get bored?
I'm not taking.
How do
anything,
you get bored?
I'm not taking anything away from her beauty, but it's like, would you want to see?
And have you seen Ryan Gosling? Sorry.
Well, Costa, I'm glad you find them attractive.
He's my Canadian honey.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Canadian honey.
I am disturbed.
No, I get it. They're in movies together a lot, and it's always like kind of the same thing there. Sometimes I wonder if Emma Stone was more popular, would she be the one in The Notebook instead of it was Ryan Gosling?
I never watched The Notebook, and I have like movies I've never seen. That and Titanic.
You never saw Titanic?
Don't have the page. I've seen bits and pieces.
I saw it on a plane to Greece once.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why the fuck would you watch that?
I don't know.
There was no other
I was
movie
a
you
little
could watch?
kid.
Oh,
Yeah, it was way back then
Before
before
they had the,
before the interactive. And I remember thinking, I'm sure glad I'm not in a I'm not in
Yeah,
a
why would
boat
you
right
play
now.
that and that? It's like, hey,
It was a popular movie
the
back
ship
then.
is going down.
It was the highest tier, like
It's still one of the highest ranking movies. And
it
highest,
is, yeah. In terms
grossing
of
movie.
box office, yeah. I think it's third now or fourth.
Yeah, after Avatar's first.
No, Star Wars 7 beat Avatar. No,
Jurassic
Avatar
World.
was second.
Jurassic World overtook something.
All I know is that Star Wars 7 dethroned Titanic.
I don't think there's any movie
That's all I know.
that's gonna be coming out. The only thing maybe
Star Wars 8.
Star Wars and the Avenger Infinity Wars.
Infinity War? No, that's not gonna.
That's gonna do well. But you know why?
Yeah, but it's not gonna be like
I think it will.
number one.
I think it will. It's gonna get in the top 5 100%.
Maybe, but not number one.
Don't be surprised if it does happen. You know why I say is because you're gonna have such an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Like Disney's popping up a lot of money for that.
No, definitely.
It's like what's his name? You know who just saved his career and his money?
Who's
Johnny
this?
Depp.
How?
Because he went bankrupt,
Right.
and now he's gonna make. I think he signed up for another 3 or 2 films of the Caribbean of the
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, and he's gonna make like 50 million.
Plus, he's in the next Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was in
Magical
it. Yeah, we
Beast.
just saw him. He took over for somebody because the guy died.
No.
Yeah, someone died and he took over it.
No.
Yeah.
No, man. He was always Grindelwald. Spoilers!
Mm.
He was always Grindelwald. He was always like
Was he ever referred to in Harry Potter?
in the books. Yes.
He was.
Yeah, not so much the movies, but in the books, he had Grindelwald was a pretty dominant figure in like the last few books. He was one of Dumbledore's like best friends, and then
He went crazy.
no, you see, Dumbledore thinks that Muggles and wizards should live in harmony together,
He should.
and Grindelwald was under the impression, it's literally X-Men with wizards. He was Magneto and said that, no, we're superior to these people. We should come out of hiding. And
they are.
yeah, they are. We should come out of hiding and, use our magic to make them work for us. And it's like, Gandalf is like, no, that shouldn't happen. That's wrong. He was Professor X, And then they get into a fight.
Gandalf?
And Grindelwald killed Gandalf. I said Gandalf. I meant Dumbledore. Oh my fucking god. So many people are going to yell at me. All 3 listeners are going to yell at me. How could you confuse the two? Oh my god. They're both wizards, but I mean still.
Yeah.
So in their fight, Grindelwald killed Dumbledore's sister. And that started their rivalry.
Oh well.
Yeah. You see, politics. It's all politics. Politics ruins people.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be in one of the movies.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping we see it. That'd be awesome.
Is Dumbledore still alive?
No, Dumbledore died, but
the second Dumbledore.
second Dumbledore.
Well,
no,
well,
you mean the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, recently, one of the Dumbledore actors passed
It
away.
wasn't Dumbledore. It was the guy who played the guy who created the wands.
No, man,
That
it
guy
was
died.
Dumbledore.
Him too. Then 2 of them died.
I'm pretty sure one of the Dumbledore actors
Just recently. I think
yeah.
it was this year.
Yeah.
The guy who did the wands.
I don't think it was. the
Yeah,
guy
check
who
it.
did the-
Oh, cool. We'll check that out.
I don't even fucking know his name.
I don't know. I don't care. But he's a
Anyway.
famous actor.
Anyway,
Peter O'Toole. No, I'm just kidding.
but in the movies, Dumbledore is alive because it takes place before Harry Potter. Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna see his parents too. That'd be kind of cool.
Who, Dumbledore?
But now they're saying they
I
might
don't
do
think so.
They might come back to do the Cursed Child, the original cast.
Oh, yeah.
well,
I have the book. I still haven't read it.
Daniel Radcliffe really needs to do that movie, and
Why?
for sure, what's his name, the ginger guy, too, Ron?
Oh, because it's the original characters?
No, it's not that. Not because it's the original characters. Because except for what's her name, Hermione.
What about Hermione?
What's her name again?
Emma
Watson.
Watson, that's it.
She has a career. She's gonna have a career. She could be playing Belle, and she'll probably get more movies. As soon as
Yeah, but Daniel Radcliffe has a career too.
yeah, he out of all 3 of them, she has the best.
Maybe.
100%.
I think
I'm sorry, you made it.
I think Daniel Radcliffe's in more movies, and then
in tasteful movies, no.
What?
In tasteful movies, no.
Okay, but he's still doing more movies.
I'm
He's
not
also
saying
doing right now. Malfoy's on The Flash.
Yeah, he's not too good in that role.
I don't mind him. I don't care.
No, I'm a little disappointed, to be honest.
And Hermione, yeah, she's in Beauty and the Beast.
That's what I'm trying
now.
to say. That's my whole thing right there.
But-
that's what I want to say. Can I just add one point before you come with your counter? I think when you're
It's
in
not a counter.
No, but in our discussion, I think when you get into one of these big movies, like Harry Potter was big,
Yeah,
but then look what Daniel Radcliffe did. He did He did 2 horror movies.
yeah.
He did some movie where he didn't have to act.
Which movie was that?
Actually, he had one big movie. I think Split's probably going to be a little. It's not going to be box office good,
I still haven't seen.
but it's
Split.
supposed to be very, very.
I need to
done.
see that. I haven't
Oh,
seen.
when I
anything.
get it on my box, I'll call you. You know it's out.
Okay, but what I wanted to say.
I wasn't done, but go on.
Okay, go on.
No, but just my point. I can make it after you.
It's just that on top of her acting career, Emma Watson is also very politically involved.
Yeah, she is, and I'm glad.
So yeah. No, it's a good thing. So you
Meryl
gotta-
Streep needs to shut the fuck up, though.
What?
Meryl Streep needs to shut the fuck up.
That's what everybody says.
Oh, she's using like her career. Like I'm starting to believe. I'm starting to agree.
Well-
I'm not agreeing with Trump what he does, but what the statements
Well,
are people.
What,
are
what
saying.
has she said? She just said that one thing at the.
But
Golden
let him be.
Globes.
Like it's getting ridiculous. Okay, yeah, he's doing a Muslim ad. That's horrible. I get it. But you guys, people need to fuck off. I'm really fed up of all these protests about the president. It's because where were your votes? Yes, people voted, but when it counted in certain areas, where were your votes?
Yeah, but like I said in previous weeks, that everyone that shows up to the protests, I think that they voted.
I would say maybe the older people. A lot of the this is where I'm biased.
No, man, I think even the younger ones.
I really don't believe all of them voted. I really don't. Best case scenario, 70. I'll give you 75% voted.
I think it's higher than
But
that.
did you look at the areas?
If you're that involved to go to a protest, I think that you're gonna go vote.
Right, bro.
But like I said, sure it's the biggest protest in American history.
Really?
Well,
I don't know about that.
you see, I want to counter that with.
The Million Man March.
I was gonna say no. It's even bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah. I want to counter it by saying like I think the American Revolution was the biggest riot protest in American history on a different scale, not number of people scale. But anyway, I digress. My point was that like, sure, you might have had like a certain number of millions of people, but that's still just a fraction of the voters who voted for Hillary, right? That doesn't represent all of Hillary's voters.
Another thing.
And then it doesn't represent the people who didn't vote. So
Another thing I think we're forgetting about, and I think is an important fact, is where these protests mainly are in the states that he's lost. I would say like California he lost, right?
yeah.
So they have a lot of protests
New
in
York.
California.
Yeah.
New York he lost?
Yeah.
And in Washington, I think he lost in Washington too.
I think so.
So but like the states he's won, you don't hear too many protests. You hear little protests, but not like
I don't know. I think there was a protest in Florida.
I don't small ones. I'm guarantee you in the whole like every single state there's a protest. There's someone doing a little thing. But first off, the one thing that really bothers me about all protests is when I'm starting to see people burn the flag. Calm the fuck down. Did you see? I don't know if I posted, but did you see what happened with what's going on in the UK? That there was a city or this reporter grew up in, and she went back, and now the population is completely Muslim now.
No.
And what they're doing in the UK, and this is
didn't see that.
hilarious. Like this is what kind of bothers me. Like I'm against the ban, but I'm against another. I'm against one thing. I'm against immigration, where people come and they impose their wills. To a point, it's like my parents are immigrants. We never imposed who we are on you.
Right.
We practice in our sanctity of home. If you have a mosque or a synagogue or a church, you go pray there. You do that, but leave everything out. We are humans. We are people. If you believe in this, so what happened was this girl went back to her hometown, and there's a lot of protests with Muslim communities, and they're saying they were rioting, not rioting. They were aggressively saying like slogans and
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't know how you say that. but they were demonstrating their protest with vocal authority, and they would say like, "Down with UK police, no more UK police, down with the British government." Like, and why'd you immigrate here?
So here's the counter that I have to that. I agree with you. I don't like when immigrants come and they impose their own way of life into a new country. But here's the counter, because I like thinking on the other person's perspective too. Your parents and my parents, well, my dad, they came from Western European countries, right?
My father, yes. My mother, no.
Where did your mother come from?
Brazil.
Yeah, but okay. The way of life is more similar
To a point, yeah.
than the Western world. Now, if our parents came from the Eastern world, like Middle East, now let's flip that around. What if Portugal or Brazil or Greece had these rituals that were so completely... What if we had Sharia's law and we immigrated into... Would we be acting the same way?
We probably wouldn't, actually.
That's the counter that I have to that.
Here was one of the things.
I just think that it's because their way of life is so different that they want to preserve some of it here without realizing that it's affecting more than just themselves. But at the same time, we would probably be no different if we were in their shoes.
Fine. But here's a thing. It's like the reporter goes to a man and he's like, so you immigrated here for a better life? And he's like, yes. But my question is, if you're doing something that's against the law, do you abide by the law? And she's like, if the law is an Islamic law, yes. But if it's your laws, no. But then she asked him, then why did you immigrate here? If you want to follow your rules and your laws.
No, like I said, I completely agree with you. It was just a devil's advocate point.
No, it's all right. I like
up.
what you did. It's asking me, it's putting me in a different perspective. Like, I understand, but then it's like, you know what? You want to practice your stuff, your laws and stuff, then like, do it in a certain area. Like, I kind of like, I don't want to see it, which is wrong. I understand, but it's like, you have your mosque. Yeah. You have your temples, you have your everything. Why can't you practice certain things just there? It's like, you want, like, look at the Catholic holiday Christmas. We now have to say happy holiday. You can't say Merry Christmas. A lot of people don't like saying Merry Christmas because you feel like, they make a lot of jokes on TV shows and stuff about it. Yeah. But it's like, it's true though. It's like at work, when I worked at Provigo, we couldn't say Merry Christmas. We had to say happy holiday.
Yeah, because you work for the government. Yeah. Provigo workers were employee workers. So, I mean, government workers. So, it's the same in Côte Saint Luc. Like the former mayor, he's now a minister in the Quebec provincial whatever for the Liberal Party. Anyway, he gave a similar speech. He had to fire a lot of people because they were wearing kippas, or they had...
You shouldn't fire people for wearing kibbas. No. That's a part of the religion. And then it's like, you should fire people for wearing
It's not hurting anybody. Here's one story that I remember, and it's probably the earliest memory I have of...
I don't remember if this was in high school, but I have a
reasonable accommodation. I was in elementary school when this story came out. It was a elementary school student who brought a knife to school. It was a sacrificial knife, like... It was a religious symbol, and the school kicked him out or said that he couldn't bring the knife. And I remember hearing it on the news, like it was a big story. And I remember thinking, well, it makes sense. Don't bring a weapon to school, like don't bring something that could harm someone. Back then, I didn't understand what the big deal was. Now I still kind of agree.
No, I disagree because. I'm not saying. First off, if I carry a knife or you carry a knife, anyone carries a knife, you never know what could happen in the heat of the moment. What happens?
No, then we agree. Yeah, we're on the same side. Yeah.
I remember in high school, I was friends with two guys, and there was a disagreement. And what happened was, he got ganged up on by 5 guys, and he got beat up badly, like pretty badly. What happens if he had that knife on him?
Or if one of the 5 guys had the knife?
Oh, but imagine. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going more on his side because like he's getting ganged up by 5 guys. Do you pull it out? It's
Yeah.
like it's like if I'm holding a gun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that I just want to point out one thing is we're not against Muslim or anything or Islamic religion or anything. We're just having a conversation, us two, because we're trying to figure out in our own opinions and understand it more. So I just don't want to make sure people understand we're not being discriminative towards anybody. It's just right now, unfortunately, in our time, this is a big, very big thing.
It's an issue.
It is an issue.
So you hear about it all the time. I don't know.
I remember one time I was a kid. Wasn't a kid complained is like, well, this kid used to wear a turban in class, and this kid wanted to wear his hat. It was such a small thing. It was stupid, but he's like, why can't I wear my hat if he's allowed to wear that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's completely different. That was stupid. Like kids, I remember elementary. You're so like when you look back, it's like it makes me cringe sometimes, thinking of how stupid I was.
Yeah. I do that with high school and elementary school. I was a
And
stupid
now.
kid. And now, yeah, all the time. Cringe moments. Cringe moments all the time. This podcast is a cringe moment. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not. I'm pretty happy. It's
I
pretty
enjoy-
serious topics.
I enjoy doing these shows, and we get pretty deep into it. I like laughing with you, Jay.
I like laughing with you too, bud.
Thanks.
I actually had a last thing before we ended up.
Yeah. Go
So,
ahead.
like this week, I had a harder time, like I was mentioning before. What are some tips you can give people for trying to pick themselves up?
The Stoic mentality.
Oh God, no.
No, okay, so we all heard about the Stoic mentality. Let's talk about other tips.
Please do. Tip of what?
I have this idea that I want to... tip of what?
That's
Tip
it.
of my dick.
That's right.
Tip
your
of
dick.
my dick.
The tip of your dick.
So,
Okay.
I've also been reading, because I like to read.
Yeah.
I've been reading about this other thing that you could do to make you happier, in a sense. Basically, keep a gratitude journal. Yeah, Jay's rolling.
I'm not rolling. I'm thinking what the fuck that is.
Gratitude journal is just a journal that you write down, and you write down what you're happy for.
What are you happy about? Like, give me some examples. Okay, give me an example
Okay.
of what you're happy about right now.
I'm not in a wheelchair. That's one thing.
Okay, that's different.
I've got really good health. I've got a really good family. We're not poor on the street. I got friends. I got the will to keep up with the gym for this long. I see what
you mean.
and you just say, I don't even know who you say thank you to. You just say, I'm grateful for having this.
I had a moment the other day, actually, where I broke down a bit.
Okay.
And I was at work, but at work I'm by myself. And where I work, there's a chapel and a sanctuary.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing my checks, and I got into the sanctuary, and I took a moment, and I just sat down on one of the benches there, and I started talking to myself,
Yeah.
but out
That's
loud.
the best.
But out loud.
Yeah.
But I broke down hard,
That's fine.
and I'm so happy nobody was there because I sounded like a blubbering baby.
Honestly,
Oh.
I also believe in meditation.
But you know what?
And that's a form of meditation, in my opinion.
It's hilarious, but people might be like, "Wow, Jay's weak," or
Nah.
I know, but there's some people who are assholes, and I'm an asshole, so I understand.
If
But
anything,
look,
I
I'm
think
just-
that's fucking strong.
But what I'm gonna say, it was probably one of the best moments I had all week because I was finally able to let out a lot of emotion.
And you're being truthful to yourself. You're not telling yourself these excuses.
But I asked
or
myself,
lies.
what can I do? Because, right now, I don't feel strong.
Yeah.
I don't feel happy.
Yeah.
And I was having a deep conversation with one of my exes,
Right.
who me and her are in good terms.
Okay.
And I finally was able to admit that I personally don't feel like I've ever known true happiness.
Happiness is a destination
But what is
with-
true happiness,
with
Costa?
a long, long journey. That's what I believe. No, honestly, like I said, happiness is just a state of mind, and it's fleeting. True happiness, I don't know. That could be a fairy tale.
I'm looking at myself and like I was happy when I got my car, but it didn't last. I was like, I'm looking at it and I see more material in it, and then I'm like, when was the last time I could say that I had a true moment of happiness? And the scary fucking point, and this is what made me break down a lot more during my breakdown, was I don't remember when I was truly happy the last time.
I think we talked about this last week. Was it last week?
About happiness?
The happiness podcast, was that last week or 2 weeks ago? Anyway, happiness is not something that you achieve and then you're there forever.
No.
It's a momentary.
But you should have a like you know, like an equator line, or like the line of the equator splits, like yin and yang.
Yeah.
We should be at a flux of neutralism. Like, we're happy or sad, but we're not.
And now you're in a funk or you feel like a lot of your life has been more negative than positive.
But I'm thinking, but that's the scary part is a lot of people can think of like maybe moments in their life they were happy. But can you look at the last time were you happy just because you were by yourself? When's the last time you were happy by yourself, or the last time you were happy? You know, me, I even think of my relationships, and right now I can't think of certain relationships. Like, that's not a good point, but I'm having some issues with relationship statuses with myself and certain people.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't remember. And like, there's some hard points where I had to take, like my cousin take it on the chin, and I've took it on the chin. And it's like, my old way, I would try to get revenge and vengeance or do something crazy. But now I'm thinking,
Marcus Aurelius said,
go
keep
on.
going
I
back
love
to
it. I want to hear it.
The best form of revenge is not mimicking the aggressor. So he was against revenge.
All right. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, well, yeah, but you know, and I'm trying to kill. I want to kill them with kindness. I want to kill them by not kill them to kill, but kill them by proving them wrong, by doing something. Like, I want to be able to say in a year that I lost 100 pounds.
It's achievable.
It's very achievable. I gave myself a good amount of time.
It definitely is achievable, and when you achieve that, you will feel happy.
Yes, but
and that happiness will be momentary because we have. And I learned this my first year in university. As human beings, we fall victim to the hedonic treadmill. We get...
You know I didn't go to college, right?
No, I'm explaining what the hedonic treadmill is right now. We get adapted to our current situation. So basically, if you ask for a raise and you get a raise, let's say you're making $10 an hour and what? And you go to 11. You're happy. You're happy that you're making 11. But at some point, you're going to think, I want more than just $11. You know? I want $12. What the fuck is this? I'm only making $11. But we forgot that we came from $10.
But
we're not grateful.
I think that's human nature, too.
That's my point. That's our innate flaw. And the idea is...
We always want more.
The idea with the grateful diary, what did I call it? Gratitude diary, is to realize what you have now in the present. Realize. Now, money is a bad example because there's inflation. There's like a whole bunch of issues where money is a bad example. But let's say that you lose the 100 pounds, okay? And let's say that you're super happy about it. Your deadline came up and you lost 100 pounds. You're great. And then a month goes by and it's harder to lose weight because the more weight you lose, the harder it gets to lose more weight. And you start thinking, well, fuck, I'm this much pounds and I want to be a certain amount of pounds. So, but you forgot that you achieved so much. You just got to remember, I'm thankful that I lost 100 pounds. I'm thankful that I lost 100 pounds. I'm thankful that I'm still pushing myself to go there. And then you'll start thinking, you won't think about the things that you don't have. You'll think about the things that you've achieved or that you have already. And it's just kind of reminds you of where you're coming from, where you come back from. And it tries to push away that hedonic treadmill. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to get all on the spot here, like out in my mind. I wish I was a better speaker, but
I think you're doing a good job, man.
Yeah, so that's my opinion about it. And honestly, this is a new thing for me. I've never been this. I've never.
Well,
I've never been grateful.
I'm picturing myself, and when I picture the challenge I'm giving myself, I picture a mountain.
Yeah.
Because a mountain, like, it's so cheesy what I'm about to say, but a mountain is a rocky road, right?
Oh, definitely.
So there's gonna be
Literally.
bumps. You know what? And let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be learning how to climb this mountain, and I'm gonna make it up high, and sometimes I'm gonna tumble down. But there's a peak, and eventually you'll get to that peak if you have the desire to do it.
I read a quote this morning that said,
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook. Is that one?
no, I think I
You
saw
have
this
something
one on Reddit.
You've been doing some like quote.
Oh yeah, I've been putting quotes every day. I don't know. I do it for myself mostly, but share
Well, I do
the
same
ideas.
thing with pictures.
So the quote that I saw this morning said that everyone who climbed Mount Everest started from the bottom. Now,
Started from the bottom. Now we here.
exactly. Now, the truth of the matter is that they probably had a helicopter to get them to a certain point. But let's forget that. That's still relatively the bottom.
in certain goals in life, you're going to be able to take a shortcut. It's not cheating if there's a shortcut to take to get a goal. Obviously, you can't do that with weight loss. You can't do that with muscle gaining. You can't do that with like racing. And stuff.
You're getting way into the
metaphor.
The contradiction that I came up with, but I agree. Shortcuts are helpful, and as long as they're like ethical, they keep up with your moral standing. In my opinion,
that's it.
That's the difference between ambition and ambition and
forking.
Ambition and God damn it!
Oh, here's the best part. I actually had something that I'm gonna just change it for a second.
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of my exes, and she's telling me, you need to be single and you need to work on yourself. And she's
aspiration, ambition versus aspiration. Anyway, continue.
So she was like telling me like you need to be single and you need to figure yourself out a bit more. And I'm like, I was listening, and she's right. And she's like, you gotta take care of yourself too. You're a good looking dude. You're just overweight. And I'm like, thanks. I appreciate that. And I was like, you're right. But she's like, why don't you just hook up and just fuck? And I'm like, well, first off, if it was that easy, I'd be doing it. It's like I explained to her, girl. For a girl, it's easier. Girl, for every hole, there's a guy. Whatever. We're there to clock shit up.
But by that logic, for every hole there's a guy. Then,
no, it's not the same for a guy.
It's just as easy.
It's not the same.
But by that logic,
if you're gonna use the logic sense, then
that logic, you need to find a different.
Not really, because for every hole there's a guy, but not for every guy there's a hole. You know why? Because it's like
every square is a rectangle.
You take a girl.
Rectangles aren't squares.
This is really gross, but you take a girl like a girl who's like a 4 on 10. And then you put a lineup of 5 guys, and you got a guy who's a 2, you got a guy who's a 5, you got a guy who's a 6, and you got 2 7s, and you got a 10. I'm sorry, let's just be honest. If this is just a sexual thing, the girl is going to take the 10. So
not true. If it's a sexual thing, she might take all of them at the same time.
You're such a dick. You're such a dick.
That's not a dick. Some people just want to get gangbanged. It's their own preference. It's not a dick thing to say.
Costa wants to get gangbanged.
No, you're just not open-minded. You think she's a whore. I think she's experimenting. I think she's in college. You know.
Would you be okay with, let's say, your next girlfriend saying, "Yeah, I was in a gangbang"? There you go, Costa.
No. I'm like, you didn't even give me time to think.
I saw the face.
The thinking face?
You're like, fuck, how do I answer this? It's like,
because how do I answer this? Because in a perfect world, no. I wouldn't be okay with it because it's kind of dirty. But at the same time, when did she tell me this? Do I know her? If I know her, if I've been on a bunch of dates with her and I've like, I've accumulated interest in her, like then
I guarantee you, Costa, this is I'm going to put at least 65% of my of me saying this. If it's in the first date, it's 100% you're not going out with her again.
Yeah, probably not.
If you're dating her for 2 months and she's like, by the way, I need to tell you this. But just before we dated, I got into a gangbang and I enjoyed it. I think you're going to break up. I don't think you're going to be able to look at the girl the same way. If you're married, then you might stick with it just because you guys got married. You just keep that a secret.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm afraid.
No, I'm
not having a gangbang with you.
No, like I think by that time I think 2 months you would know.
You'd be surprised. There's a
by
lot of
too
shit
mu-
people don't tell you right away.
Well, you gotta ask them. Like in a world filled with
Gangbags.
STDs and shit, like you gotta find out.
How do you bring that up? Like that's another thing. Like how do you? Hey, by the way, have you been sexually tested yet? No. Okay. Well, before we have intercourse, can you go test yourself?
You gotta ask it before you get freaky.
I'm pretty sure no one's thinking that.
No, you gotta ask it before you stop using condoms, I guess.
That I can understand. That actually I like. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not using condoms. You need to go get yourself tested, ho.
No, not
Don't
like
say-
that.
don't say it like that,
Not
guys.
like that.
Jay's tips for dating. Don't take any of my tips because it's not working out for me.
She'll be like, "Oh, by the way, I'm on birth control," and it's like, "Yeah, but
Yeah.
now we gotta talk."
Why is there
now
a
we
bubble?
gotta talk because
There's a bubble in your vagina, and I don't feel comfortable.
okay, if I saw a bubble on there, I don't even think I'd be able to.
Dive deep.
Oh, goddamn! It's a fucking scary world out there. You don't know where you're diving in.
Pop,
God damn.
pop, pop.
Do you know what they do for those tests? Do you know what they do for those tests?
Don't they just take a bit of saliva? Not saliva. Yeah, saliva.
They
Maybe
could
or urine.
test through saliva,
or urine.
blood test.
Probably semen.
Now, to get the most thorough results on all departments, they will also
Look at your dick.
they'll stick something into your urethra and yeah. Oh, Jay just twitched like
Oh,
his leg spasm and
that's disgusting.
yeah, it hurts like a motherfucker.
How do you know?
How do I know? I learned that in high school.
Did you have this test done?
No, but I learned it in high school and we were all fucking freaked out. And
Costa
then on
for
this,
fun sticks Q-tips in his dick.
and then on this season of oh my fucking god, on this season of Shameless, one of the kids like. His girlfriend's father was gonna beat him up for giving his daughter diarrhea, gonorrhea. So he goes to get tested, and the doctor's like, "Okay, I want you to take a deep breath, and remember, always use a condom." And then he went down, and it's like, ah!
What?
What?
What did you do?
He stuck the thing in the urethra, and the poor kid was screaming. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is that. He wasn't the one that gave her gonorrhea. The bitch was cheating on him.
Good.
And he had to get his
Dick's-
dick molested.
But at the end of the day, he found out he didn't have gonorrhea, so kind of good.
Well, he was clean, so good.
That's it.
Good for him. Anyway,
I think we'll end it on this chapter.
yeah, very in depth. It was a very deep conversation today.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well, and I hope all of you listeners enjoyed it. Again,
Thank you for listening.
thank you for listening as always, and have a good night.
And we're out.